Let's take a look at 3 of the latest pod kits. Welcome back to the Vampire Vape YouTube channel. My name's Andrew, but before we do anything, go down there, like this video and subscribe too so that you don't miss out on any of our future content. I'm going to put it out there right away. We do have individual videos on each and every one of these devices, so if you like the look of any of them, we've got unboxings, tutorials and overviews on each device, so make sure you go and check those out. So in front of me, I've got 3 different devices and it's probably good that I tell you what they are. So we've got the Voopoo Argus G2 Mini, we've got the Oxford Slim Go, and then the Innokin Trine Kit, and these are all very similar but all very slightly different at the same time. They all take disposable pods and they all have roughly the same kind of specs. They've all got adjustable airflow as well. And they're all roughly around the same sort of height and dimensions too. So let's go from one side to the other. So let's take a look at the Argus G2 first. Now this one actually has the largest battery capacity at 1200 milliamps. So that is 200 milliamps more than the other ones. This has a 30 watt max output. We've got RGB LED lights on the base just there that make it quite funky. We do have a way of seeing the battery life as well. We've got adjustable airflow on the back just there, and we get this nice sort of metal touch fade from black to silver on this colorway. We've got disposable pods, but the thing that changes this one up is their new 3 times upgrade, which is for longevity, leak proof and flavor 3 times. So this one has got some sort of added special voodoo that Voopoo have put into their pods to get the most out of them. It's their new thing. So that is this device. So very sort of easy to use. There's no buttons or anything like that. Big battery capacity, big longevity on the pods, good airflow selection, and a USB-C charge port. So that's the Voopoo Argus G2 Mini. Moving along then, let's take a look at the Oxford Slim Go. Now this one is very, very similar. We've got a adjustable airflow on the side just there, which you can move like that. We've got a side USB-C on this one, and looking at the device, we've got a leatherette sort of finish on this one with a green sort of colorway. It's a bit random in my opinion, green and white, but it's at least interesting to look at. It makes it a little bit more unique with the colors that they've chosen to represent on this device. Now this device has a 1000 milliamp hour battery, and I believe this one is a 30 watts as well. So you've got the same sort of power output as the previous one, so a high output of power, different pods available. We've got the 0.7 pod installed just here. Correction, this is the 0.8 pod. So 0.7 in this one, 0.8 in this one. And it's pretty much the same, pretty much the same kind of specs, just slightly less battery life and not the same claims on the pod longevity. So that's that one. This one is the Oxford Slim Go. And then moving along to the last one, which is the Innokin Trine Kit. This one again has a sort of metal finish with another fade. So this one they call gold pink, but in my opinion this is peach pink because it seems to fade from pink into peach rather than gold, but that's my opinion. This one has a little bit more going on with it, to be perfectly honest. We've still got our adjustable airflow, we've got our charge port, we've got a disposable pod, but we have a screen this time. So you've got 3 clicks on, 3 clicks off, 1, 2, 3, and it will turn on just like that, and it displays your battery life, your power output in wattage and voltage, and also the ohms resistance of the pod. Not only that, this has a maximum output of 25 watts and you can adjust it. So it has smart mode, so it will say what it recommends to use, but you can adjust that with the button, as you can see in our tutorial video. So 25 watts max, so 5 watts less than the other. This also has a 1000 milliamp hour battery, so less than the Argus that we looked at as well. But this one has a trick up its sleeve. It's got a removable and replaceable battery, and it comes with 2 inside the box. So this is for recycling, so it makes it much easier to recycle the device. Once the battery is kaput, then you can recycle that battery as a battery alone. So it's definitely more environmental that way. The other thing is, because you've got 2 batteries, once that battery is completely dead, let's say after 6 to 12 months or whatever, you can just pull that out, get the new one out of the box, pop it in, and you've pretty much got a brand new device again. So that's something that's definitely going for the Innokin Trine Kit. That is the specs on all of them. And now I think it's fair to have a vape on them all. So first of all, let's start with this one, the Voopoo Argus G2 Mini. So I've got the airflow mostly all closed off, just a little bit open. Let's have a go on this. Lots of vapor production from this one, even with the airflow fully closed off. Because of that extra big battery as well, that 1200 milliamp, it will kick out the higher power for longer in comparison to the other one. So when the other ones start dipping down in power, it will start putting out a bit less. With that extra 200 milliamp hour battery in this one, you'll be able to sustain a higher output for longer, specifically if you're using the 0.7 ohm pod like I am with this one. So that's a very good representation of the flavour that I'm vaping just here, and really good vapor production too. Let's move along to the Oxford Slim Go. So if I go on this one, I will shut the airflow off just to one sort of open bit just there, and so that it's more comparable to the previous one we just tried. Again, really good flavour production from this one. Very true to form, exactly how I expect the liquid that I've chosen to put in here, which you'd know if you've seen our tutorial video. So I'll leave that one as a question mark to make you go watch that to see what I'm actually vaping today. But yeah, lots of vapour production too. Probably, I might say, better flavour on this one than the previous one, but I can't speak for the longevity because obviously the Argus just here has the 3 times upgrade pods. So that's that one. Both very good so far. Then we're onto the Trine kit. Again, I'll shut the airflow right down. Vaping this one at 10.5 watts. Let's have a go with this. Let's see how it vapes. Much more closed off airflow, even though it's pretty much the same setting as the previous ones. This is a lot tighter, even though I've not actually shut it off all the way. I'd say if I open it up probably to almost halfway, maybe it'll be a bit more comparable to the other ones. Yes, I would say that's true. You know, almost halfway open is more sort of comparable to these being almost closed off. So it can get a very tight airflow. Flavour is still very true, but I would say flavour-wise, this one strikes me as being the strongest, sort of the one that produces the more accurate flavour representation. It goes to the Oxford Slim Go. So who are they for? Well, they're all very, very similar. I would say these two are all in the same boat. These two could be for people brand new to vaping because they're really easy to use. All you've got to worry about is changing your airflow, and that's basically it. So very, very easy to use. These would be great for a beginner vapor or someone coming from disposables, or even an advanced vapor that just wants an easy everyday carry. This one could be exactly the same. If you forget about that battery, then it's exactly the same. The only thing you've got to remember is that obviously you've got a spare battery. So the way I'd use it is leave the spare battery in the box, wait 6 to 12 months for this battery to sort of start dropping off, and then you can replace it and have a pretty much brand new device. So I could pretty much say that this is for beginners as well, but you do have that sort of screen there which could confuse people. You don't need to worry about it because it's got smart mode, but for some it might be a bit daunting. So maybe this is the next sort of step up again. Maybe you get one of these and see how you get on, and then get this for that extra battery life, you know, in terms of having a spare one, and then having the ability to adjust your power output and your airflow to your own preferences. So there we have it. There are 3 of the newest pods on the market. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments whilst you're down there. Like this video and subscribe. My name's Andrew. This is the Vampire Vape YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.